Hey everybody, this is the LEGO Ninjago 2019 version of the Golden Dragon. This is very heavily inspired by the original Golden Dragon from 2013, which I also reviewed at some point. This is actually more closely inspired by the original set in particular, not the original show, but the original set, than any of the others as far as I can tell, because this really is just taking that original design and shrinking it down a bit. I'm actually willing to bet that a lot of casual LEGO fans who are not specifically Ninjago super fans wouldn't even recognize the difference between this and the previous one, just casually looking at photos of the two. It's that close. But, I mean, if you look at it closely enough, then you'll start to see small differences, like the fact that this has only two fingers, I guess, two claws per hand, and two toes per foot, but this actually has more articulation than the original by virtue of the inclusion of more different joints and also the use of the Mixel style ball joints, which give you a lot of range of motion when they're used appropriately. You can actually move the wings forward, the entire wing assembly forward now, thanks to that inner segment, and you can bring it back. You can tuck these wings in quite close to the body. Can come down quite a bit. You can change the angle of just this one feather of sorts. You know, they're still going with that same skeletal style. It doesn't match the in-universe form. You can actually turn these hands, these claws on the wings out because they are on the rotating piece that didn't exist before, so you can actually angle those or line them up a little bit better than I had shown. On the legs, it's a similar story with Mixel's ball joints, again allowing you to move these back and forth, rotate them around, go up and down. The individual toes can be curled in and out, and those are also on the modified 1x1 rounded pieces with the horizontal bar on the side that allow you to angle them in and out like so. They're actually pretty cool little feet the way that they're done. Ball joint inboard for the hips, basically. You can rotate these all the way back, kind of straighten them out when you're in more of a flight mode. You can bring them forward. You can angle the entire dragon up or down. Has two joints for the neck to allow you to actually, really turn the head from side to side quite a bit. Bring it up and down quite a bit. Has an opening jaw as before, and it has a squeezing shooting function as before. It's just, again, much smaller now. This is nicely done. This is actually hard plastic, the upper and lower headpieces, compared to the soft material that they used before. I actually like the feeling of this a little bit better. It just feels more like regular Lego. And it's set up to just fire off that stud shooter that's in the mouth. You just squeeze it. It works really, really well. If you want to leave out that stud shooter, you can, but you will see more hollow space back there if you don't fill it up with other stuff. But that's pretty cool. Tail also has lots of ball joints, so you can really get that tail to swing around all kinds of different ways. All told, I just feel like this is well done. You really don't lose anything here compared to the original, except for just a little bit of size. But I feel like you gain quite a bit with the pose ability. And the original, was not accurate to the show in the first place, so this is no better or worse in that sense. I feel like maybe the color scheme is a little bit more consistent here. Is it maybe a little bit more in the grays, but at least this doesn't have any exposed weird colors. All told, I just feel like this is a well done thing. It doesn't do much, but it is an official Golden Dragon. If you didn't get the original and you wanted it, this is more than good enough. And if you never had any interest in the original, but you see this on the shelves now and you see that it's relatively cheap and everything, I think you might actually enjoy it. I kind of like this version of the Golden Ninja. I feel like the green eyes from the LEGO Ninjago movie that are so controversial actually work pretty well on this to give that glow. I personally don't really like the torso print here. I don't know why exactly. It just feels a little bit lacking to me. It feels a little bit simple, like it needed some more texturing behind there, something to bring in a little bit more of a cloth texture or to show bands, waves of energy. I don't know, it just feels a little bit lacking to me. The hip print is good. Leg print is good as well. Just has a regular katana compared to the original. It actually came with a sword of fire. I don't know the exact reasoning there. The hood on this one also looks better to me in this color scheme than others from this series, though I personally am still not the biggest fan of this shape for the hood, for the headgear piece. And again, torso print on the back feels a little bit lacking to me. The details that are there I like, I just wish there were more details in general. The face prints though, they're good. That's a really good, strong, very present face, if you ask me. It doesn't look too comic, it doesn't look too detached. This one, it works. The gold on gold is just a little bit low in contrasts to me. Maybe if they had a little bit of outlining in silver or something, I don't know. Good design, just doesn't pop enough. There's a little stone army archer. Let me see if I can get a little light into his face there. You know, it's a little dude. Looks faithful enough to the originals. I actually do like the torso print for this one. Gunmetal gray color for the crossbow. This one's fairly crisp looking. You know, it just feels like it's pretty well produced. Feels more present than the golden one did. The green face here is pretty good. And let me show you the print on the back of that torso. Yeah, that matches pretty well. And the really nice thing here is that the silver print, let's see if I can get that to angle for you. Yeah, the silver print goes under most of the torso on the whole. So it even goes underneath the red. Now, you're not able to really see it on camera here, but as a result of the silver going under there, the red, the major red plates actually look a little bit metallic in real life, in person. And here, I may have saved the best thing for last. In fact, this may be the best thing in all of the Ninjago Legacy series. That's debatable, but I think there will be more than one person out there who will agree with me on that. This is something that has never been done before. So for all the folks who have enjoyed Ninjago for all the years, or who just got into it today and have kind of, you know, gone back through the back catalog and want a good figure of a nice, pure, half-spectral Overlord, here you go. And it's nicely done. It's really nicely done. It's deluxe. Very nice print for that torso. The use of the ghost base is great. The face is strong. The expression is strong. And they continue the ethereal look all through the thing. The only thing that's just a little bit off here is the color match between that purple right there and what's in the transparent area down here. You know, this is marbled with black and trans purple. And that purple is actually a little bit it's a violet, I think. It's much more bluish, whereas this is more of a proper purple, a little bit more reddish. So a little bit off there, but a little bit of a nitpick also. Very strong character. Well done weapon. Looks pretty good. Got some printing on the back here also. And from figure to figure, the exact marbling, because of the way that these pieces are done, the marbling pattern will change slightly. It won't be exactly the same. So they couldn't just line this up perfectly with what's going to be down there. You don't know exactly what's going to be down there. So you got to give them a little bit of leeway for that. But a strong, very, very collectible character that's pretty well done, if you ask me. Did I mention that the head was transparent also? That makes it just so much better. It's too bad that the helmet actually keeps you from seeing that quite so much. Yeah, I wish that you could see just a little bit more light coming through there. But I guess even just leaving it like this, possibly if you could find a different headgear piece that would work with this. I don't know. I feel like I might have to experiment with that a little bit, because that's just a really nice head. No print around the back of it, but that's perfectly fine. Yeah, good figure, good stuff. I did a build video for this set, and because it's a small set, I combined it with the Samurai Mech set, which is also another small one from this series. You can find that over on my builds channel, and I've also linked to it from this video in the end screen and in the pinned comment. Here are the pieces that are left over at the end of that build experience. Actually, one of these is not technically a spare. I mean, it's an official spare, but here are the leftover spares. So yeah, that's a nice little weapon piece, the small machete piece. That's a hollow stud, lightsaber hilt. You know, fair stuff for such a small set is just extras. All told, this ends up being a pretty cool set. I definitely feel like the Golden Ninja could have been done better. You know, the original version also had an armor piece to go with him. It bulked him up and added more visual interest, and it had the sword of fire. I think they were intentionally trying to shrink down a little bit, slim down the appearance of the rider of the dragon to help the dragon not look as small as it is. But yeah, just a little bit more print I think would have been nice for the torso on this one. The Overlord figure is great to get. It's nice to also have two bad guys in here just to have a little bit better, just more that you can do in terms of the conflict. And the main thing that you pay for here, of course, the dragon itself, I think is good. I think this may actually be more fun to play with than the original dragon. It's not that much smaller than the original, and it follows the exact design, and it's just a little bit more posable and maybe a little bit more durable for its size when you get to trying to put it into different poses. So I think overall it's pretty well done. Value for this set is not as good as I would have hoped, with the obvious attempt to scale something down to offer it up at a better value for today's kids. And it just didn't work out quite as well with this one as it could have. Price to part ratio is okay, but it's not great. Price to volume of stuff ratio also okay, but not great. It feels I guess kind of normal by today's standards. It's just not a super value. I definitely wouldn't recommend that if you want this, you wait for it to go on sale. I think the default retail price is fine, but a little bit cheaper wouldn't have hurt anything. Overall, I'm satisfied with this though, for sure, and I hope that I've done a good job of covering the set in this video. I have many more things to cover in future reviews that are coming up very soon, so stay tuned. Check out the build channel if you want to see builds of things that are coming up for review, and I'll talk to you again as soon as I can.